A man escapes his drunk driving charges by drinking a whole bottle of soju while he was being pulled over. Grindr is going to be building the dating world's first AI wingman, and a man is accused of stealing an ambulance to drive to his stolen car court hearing. These are the weird stories for Monday to begin the week on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast that's out there. It's out there and breathing, baby. We're breathing. A court rules that a man can't be charged with drunk driving because he chugged the bottle after being pulled over. This story is out of South Korea. A court has ruled that an individual cannot be charged with drunk driving because he chugged an entire bottle of soju after getting pulled over, which ruined any chance of an accurate alcohol test. Oh, the police hate this one trick. This guy's genius. 60 years old, this guy. They're not naming him. They say he was cleared of any drunk driving charges after the court stated it would be impossible to really determine if he had been over the legal limit while driving. The man had been stopped by police at 11:30 p.m. after he was suspected of driving under the influence. However, this genius chugged an entire bottle of soju, which is a liquor compared to a weaker vodka, in about 40 seconds, right before the police could test him for a blood alcohol level. The police tested this man 40 minutes after the initial traffic stop and tried to estimate his blood alcohol content before he downed the bottle by using the Widmark formula, which determines prior alcohol levels by accounting for the passage of time, sex, weight, and known consumption. All right, did we get all of that? It was a bit of a clunky sentence. I apologize. But apparently the tactic here is you get pulled over, you know you're drunk, or you might be drunk, you've had a few. And as the officers approach you, you just quickly drink whatever you have in your car. I mean, in the U.S., I don't think this would fly. If anything, you'd still get nabbed for the open container. I think the real tactic would be to drink the whole thing and then throw the bottle as far into the woods as possible, or just break it on the ground. Now, there's some more details here. The man was suspected of having a BAC, blood alcohol content, of 0.128. In South Korea, drivers with a BAC percentage over 0.03 can be punished, and those over 0.07 can have their license revoked. Wow, they're very, very strict about the drinking and driving in South Korea, it seems. I mean, that being the case, I can't blame the man for trying his best to get out of this. Let's see what happened. The court ruled that the evidence was just not strong enough to determine if he had been drunk while driving or drunk after driving. We don't know if this is a drunk while driving or the old drunk after driving, Your Honor. Meanwhile, witnesses of the traffic spot said that the man had parked erratically and appeared to have exited his car staggering. Here's a quote from the court in their verdict. Even if the defendant did drink this entire bottle of soju as he claimed, it is unclear why he would appear intoxicated immediately afterward, but we cannot definitely confirm that he was drunk while driving based on such circumstantial evidence or speculation at this point. Wow, I mean, I never even thought to do this for drunk driving. I've never been pulled over for drunk driving before. I have been given a field sobriety test, but I passed it with flying colors, baby. Thankfully, they only made me do the steps and touch the nose and follow the flashlight. I mean, but as soon as they break out that do the alphabet backwards, I'm going to fail that. I mean, I can't even do that straight sober. The alphabet backwards, that's just plain old trickery. Again, this tactic is not going to get you far, I think, in the States. You're still going to be arrested for the drunk driving, I assume. I heard this works in Ireland, though, I've been told. They say if you get pulled over drunk driving in Ireland, just run out of your car and go to the nearest pub and just start pounding beers and wait for the police to arrive. And you'll be cleared, apparently, because you're just creating drunken confusion at that point. What you want to avoid is drinking way too much if you're doing any of these tactics, because you don't want to get arrested for committing assault on law enforcement by way of your projectile vomit. I think we can agree on that. But, you know, at the end of the day, Weird AF News nor Jonesy, the host, condones any of this behavior. Remember, folks, if you're driving, don't drink. And if you're drinking, don't drive. Grindr is building the dating world's first AI wingman. I'm not sure you really need it on Grindr, a wingman. I mean, that app, I mean, if you can't get any action on Grindr, I think you got bigger problems than needing an AI wingman. That app is just ridiculous. You just go, hey, want some sausage? Oh yeah, cool. All right, meet me behind a Wendy's. I mean, that's how it's so easy. I've seen my gay friends on there. It is just, what do they call that? Shooting fish in a barrel. I'm kind of curious though what this AI wingman's capable of on a dating app. It says artificial intelligence that can date for you is no more than a few years away, guys, especially if you're on the dating app called Grindr, which says it's going to be releasing an AI wingman specifically designed for its user base of mostly gay and bisexual men. AI agents, also known as bots, can go beyond the chatbots that have come to define the current generative AI age. They don't just answer questions, summarize text, and create content. They can actually go out into the digital universe and do things on your behalf. That could be dating, making a reservation, buying an outfit, or office work, such as answering customer calls, handling marketing campaigns. Among businesses, AI agents won't become mainstream for about 10 years, they say, according to market research. These AI agents are trickling into the dating app world. We have this Bumble and Match Group. It's a company that owns the dating apps Tinder and Hinge. They have released AI-based features on their platforms, such as automated photo selection for profiles and filtering of fake accounts. They haven't officially committed to AI agents or wingmen that do things, such as setting up a date without human intervention. But Grindr's moving ahead with it. They want to get this AI wingman going. Optimizing your profile greatly improves your chances of getting it on in the bathroom of a rest stop. Thank you, AI wingman. Sorry. Grindr says when the AI wingman is fully up and running, the wingman will be available as an assistant for its nearly 14 million app users, helping them keep track of conversations with favorite users, recommend long-term relationship candidates, and suggest dating spots. I'm sure it's going to track the best junk pics as well. It's going to rate them for you. We've set aside, of all the hundreds of junk pics that you've been receiving, we've set aside what we think are the top 20. Grindr says down the line it will take on more agentic AI functions, such as making restaurant reservations, or if, like Grindr dates go on dinner reservations. They don't go out to dinner, bro. What are you talking about? They just coordinate happy handy Joes behind an Arby's. That's what's going on over there. All right, I know I'm making fun of the app, but I'm just basing it on the way I see it used. I don't know any gay man that's ever found true love off Grindr app. Not that I know a ton of them, but I know a lot, man. I do live in Los Angeles. Grindr says that the AI wingman, which users would interact with like a chatbot, is currently being tested by a small group of users. Beside the possibility of finding matches and finding love, Grindr's wingman might have other benefits for its gay, bisexual, trans, and queer users. They say loneliness and depression are a really big problem for our community. The wingman could become a place where users openly discuss their feelings as well. So it sounds very lovely. You can get some action and get some therapy with the AI wingman on the Grindr. I wonder if they're going to use these AI wingman capabilities on the other apps. If they do, maybe I'll get back on the dating apps and try it out because, I haven't had success with those things. So to me, they just end up being a waste of time. I find myself on there too much for no return on investment in general. Then again, I'm only using free versions. I suppose if I paid for them, maybe I would have some success, but I don't feel like paying for that. I'd rather just be alone, sad. Not that I've ever even needed a wingman in life. I've always been okay handling it myself. I suppose there's some instances where a wingman would be helpful. Like if I met two girls and I'm talking about, like, I was like, oh, I wish I had a wingman here to, at least talk to the other girl. That would be helpful. But I find the best wingman is tequila in general. That just That gives you all the confidence you need. Tequila tells you, you're doing great. You're doing so great. Just keep saying the things you're saying.
Let's rock.
A man is accused of stealing an ambulance in order to drive to court for his stolen car hearing. This guy's just going to do what this guy's going to do. An Oklahoma man who could not find a ride to a criminal court hearing on accusations that he had stolen a car worsened his legal peril by stealing an ambulance services truck and driving himself to the courthouse. Of all the vehicles, too, I mean, the ambulance, I'm just saying, they tend to attract a little bit of attention. I'm going to keep reading and find out if he turned the lights on. I mean, if you're going to steal an ambulance, you kind of have to, like, try out the siren and the lights, right? You're like, it's probably his first time driving an ambulance. You can't not put the lights on, right? And my guess is this kind of individual is probably running late for his court hearing anyways. So, you put the lights on, put the siren on, and everybody just gets out of your way. You can get to your court hearing for your stolen car case. This bizarre case centers on a guy named Cody Adams, who was recently at a gasoline station in the community of Stillwater, Oklahoma. He was asking passersby whether they would drive him to court. That's a strange hitchhiking maneuver. Hey, man, can you guys give me a ride to the court? Hey, I need a ride. Oh, you going my way? What way are you going? Court. I'm going to court for vehicular-related crimes. Don't worry, I'm good. It wasn't a carjacking, so you're safe. It was just... Okay. His court case was 30 minutes away, it says. Which means on foot it was probably an hour and a half or something like that, right? Probably longer. He's not going to make it on time, even if he ran. So he needs vehicular assistance, unfortunately, this guy. He doesn't have a car and doesn't believe in Uber app. What about the bus, Adam? Have you thought about the bus? The bus is below him. Why take a bus when you can just steal a car anytime you want? He seems to be good at it. It says when no one would give him a ride to court, he stole an ambulance service supervisor's pickup truck. So it wasn't a real ambulance, it was a pickup truck. I'll bet it had lights on it, though. It says the the supervisor had left it running and unattended at the gas station. Why would you do that? In Oklahoma? What did you think was going to happen? Now, it says here, Adam stole the ambulance truck. I've never seen one of these ambulance trucks. He didn't drive it all the way to court. He parked it somewhat close and then walked the rest of the way so as to not attract attention. This guy's kind of brilliant. The article doesn't indicate how they found that he stole it, but they did find out while he was at court to be seen for the previous charge. The trooper Ryan Long accompanied Adams to his court case, so he had an officer accompanying him or meeting them there. But then that same officer also had to book him in jail on these new charges. Adams said he didn't steal it. He was merely, quote, borrowing the pickup truck because he didn't want to be late to his court case. He gives a damn about, facing his charges. You got to hand it to him. Now, the local police posted about this incident on their Facebook account, and a lot of people were chiming in on it. Someone wrote, I've been around this stuff for 30 years. I always tell people, no matter what, make sure you show up for your court date. This guy may have taken that a little bit too far, though. Other people expressed sympathy for Adams. One said it was wrong for laughing at him for trying to do the right thing. I don't necessarily think that that's the right thing, but another person wrote, our justice system is such a joke. How cruel of them to post this online and make a meme out of somebody who's suffering clearly. Because it's funny, man. That's why. Listen, if the police are going to use that Facebook page, which they're gonna, sometimes it's for helpful reasons, like posting a photo of a wanted individual. Hey, if anybody sees this person, call us. But then, sometimes they put some funny things on there. I'm okay with that. I mean, one could make the argument we need to laugh at such things in order to stay sane. That's why I do this podcast, so we can laugh at these things to stay sane. The only appropriate response to all of this is laughter, in my opinion. Hello, my friends and loyal listeners of the Weird AF News podcast. Thanks for spending your afternoon or night or morning with me. Appreciate that. Maybe you were commuting to your job that doesn't make you so happy, so hopefully you got a few giggles out of this podcast on your way there to maybe put you in a little bit better of a mood. I also recommend copious amounts of caffeine for your brain. That helps too. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. I hope you enjoyed the Florida Friday stories as well. Thought that was a pretty decent episode. I got some pretty good feedback on that, so I just want to thank you, everybody who reached out to me. You can always send me messages. My Instagram is @funnyjones, and my email is funnyjones@gmail.com. I'm going to be traveling pretty soon. It's going to be doing shows in Dallas next weekend, so just giving you an early heads up on that. If you want to get some tickets, it's TK's Comedy in Addison, and I'll be there on I think it's the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, or maybe it's 18th, 19th, 20, 21, something like that. It's a Thursday through a Sunday anyways, I know that, and it's that weekend. Love to meet some people that live over there in the Dallas area that also listen to the show, so please come through, and if you have any questions, just send me a message about that. If you'd like to support the show, the website is weirdafnews.com, and that's where you can join the Patreon or buy Jonesy a coffee. If you'd like to call the show, the number is 646-450-2012. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, and good luck with your life, man.